And I believe there has to be
DJ?
news there as well, because where else would the border patrol be needed than Oregon?
I swear, Jay.
We also saw these random federal units in Washington, D.C. There was that
You know what else
very
cringy?
unfortunate incident where Bill Barr cleared out
That
peaceful
picture.
protesters at Lafayette Park, and then
A young
pepper sprayed
high.
dancers at them. That actually had a marked effect on Donald Trump's approval
A
rating, dropping
young
down even further. And
high.
just as a matter of campaign strategy, I don't
A young
understand why
N-word high.
him look even worse. The chaos that people see, they're now attributing
Nah,
to
get
Donald
out of
Trump.
here.
And what he needs to do is really calm things down, not actually make things worse and inflame tensions even more.
And yet at the same time, I mean, this has been
You look
a
ugly.
strategy from the
You look
beginning
ugly.
before 2016.
You
I
look.
mean, it's inciting
So that was you?
wedge issues, basically a culture war, and that's the only way he knows how to win, because he's incapable
I'm
of
done.
uniting people. He's incapable of solving problems.
You look like a hobo.
And if that means, inciting tensions in cities to scare people in suburbia or scare rural America,
I do it with waves.
this is what your neighborhood's going to look like if you elect Democrats in the next city.
Nah, get the out of my ball sacks.
Is the American people learn from our mistakes, and we.
I know you are, but what am I?
And the American people, if you look at multiple opinion polls, in fact, have changed. Now the American people view this.
Oh yeah, you said you nothing, cause you said nothing.
Understand that protest is something that's protected by.
Shut up! Get off my balls. You need to go to your home. You need to go to a homeless shelter. You're off the ground.
And so what American people have already moved on and changed.
Tiny titty boy.
Capable of that, and that's one reason he's flailing in his polls.
That's a tiny titty boy.
On July 28th, we're recording before that. What is it you plan to accomplish with this
Yep.
So I would like to ask some questions about.
I'll slap your mom.
DC and Portland. What the basis of authority is. Why
you're nasty. You even gayer. You even gayer.
Unmarked bands, and I want to drill down on his secret army and secret police.
My drip go crazy. Look at that.
You plan to discuss
yeah. Then when you add the glasses to it, it go. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. He on a game mode.
I think we also want to show that.
Oh, that's drip, y'all. You can't lie to your boy, bro. That drip. Come on, bro. You gotta at least trust me, saying. This not even YouTube, you dumb bum. Now get off my bum. And guess how much that is. I want to get it. It is 8,000. Shut up, bum. If I slap your dad. Slap it, titty boy. You like slapping me, bum.
I think he should be impeached. I think it's a matter of time.
No, you're even gayer because you said, oh, daddy, yeah.
The people can decide if they want to fire.
You said I want to slap your cheeks. Boy, you gay, boy. Get off my balls, bum. You said you want to slap my dad cheeks, bum. You gay, son. On me.
I touched on this last week in my interview with Kamala Harris.
Nah, you did say that. You can't even cap to your boy. You can't even cap to your boy, bruh. Nah, cause you said that. Quit lying.
In exchange for protection would be a crime.
You quit lying, cause nobody has got what I got a lie for. At least mine didn't get demonetized right now.
No, that would be a crime.
And yet, that's exactly what happened with the commutation of Roger Stone.
Do your mom love you?
He knows I was under enormous
no. No, she don't. You see, your boy got drip. Look at that boy.
So he makes it perfectly clear that
Red Air Force Ones with the Jordans on the feet. You already know what the hat.
I believe it is. I believe what Donald Trump did is evidence of either bribery or obstruction of justice, and I believe an investigation should be.
Get off my balls.
Bill Barr. At the same time, if the American people choose to fire Donald Trump in November, then on January 21st,
Look.
Attorney General, Acting Attorney General,
I get called to get it. I just keep running this game because your mom don't love me. She keep running these games, so yes, she do.
So is there a chance for
Yes, she do, son.
commutation to be rescinded?
So what would
She
happen
do. Yo, what's up, yo? Yo, you're a liar. You said you were a girl in the PlayStation. Bomb my sister, you bomb my shit, slap your dad. Hey, turn up. Turn up. Oh, yeah. Turn up. Turn up. Turn up. He said, this is what he said, yo, you're a liar. You said you were a girl in the PlayStation party.
That is also how our system works. The Supreme Court had a recent ruling. Fact that no one is above the law.
I'm not a girl saying. You a girl. You already know you fat jelly roll. No point of lie to yourself. You a fat jelly boss.
What's happening with the fact that
But at least I have a dad. I have a dad. What are you talking about? But do your dad love you? No. So shut up.
The President of the United States still has not been able to utter.
I don't care. I can make a new one, bum.
We know from both the public reporting as well as what the White House. The White House has
you bogus.
That the CIA.
That face Jarvis, but banned on YouTube.
People to kill U.S. troops.
You did them wrong, bruh.
Denied that this intelligence showed up in the president's daily brief in February.
My dad does love me, unlike you dumb. Bro, I'm finna invite that bomb to the party, bruh. Bruh, what's your PlayStation name, bruh?
Has been hacking COVID-19 research centers in the United States.
I scare your dad with his fat titties, boy.
Condemn Putin. I don't know why, when it comes to Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump takes a knee, but it is deeply troubling, and I think there's something going on. And for 3.5 years, we'll be trying to get to the bottom of it.
You're gay.
Looking at that issue.
You got no friends, do you?
Spoke to Putin on the phone a few days ago, and again refused to broach the topic.
Unfortunately, what ends up happening is when Donald Trump appears weak and incapable of standing up to Russia, it makes Russian behavior more aggressive, more overt, taking bolder actions that are against
Shut up,
U.S.
bum.
security interests. So this is just a complete failure on the President of the United States. I don't really understand why he views Putin.
His name, I'm gay.
Really
JK.
Well,
who named themselves that?
There might be one obvious reason that everybody.
His name is I'm gay JK.
Hopefully we'll find out one day.
Reporting came out that Trump told the
Boy, I know you not talking, boy. I know.
Trump came out.
Boy, you talking about slapping no boy booty, boy.
Testify to the House and ask him.
Nah, you're nasty, bum.
And he's committed a federal crime.
You're nasty, son.
Well, then Trump got caught lying.
On blood, bro, you nasty.
I would love to do that. I think we should issue a subpoena to Woody Johnson.
Where you at? Join Daddy.
What has ended up happening is the Trump administration has launched this unprecedented.
Please don't. Please.
Refusing multiple subpoenas, refusing to have witnesses.
You're gay.
Refusing to have witnesses provide
You're gay.
They've gone the litigation route, which takes a long
You're so gay on me, bruh. You gay.
That would allow the House of
Bruh, you gay.
to execute our inherent contempt power. So the Supreme Court has upheld
You're gay.
inherent contempt power, which means, for example, we can impose monetary penalties on witnesses that violate our subpoenas. And what
he said, I slap your cheeks.
Into the House rules to allow us to execute this power.
My fifth grade should look garbage on me, bruh.
To change our House rules, and if we can get that through, then I think we can put in
Like, why he got a, it's like a mustache, but he got like, it's like he have a mustache, but he don't. It's like hair facing down.
Because you would need procedures to execute it, and there would have to be a due process that is followed. And right now, the House rules don't have that in there. And so my legislation puts in...
Oh, I have skin 7 on. I'm supposed to have skin 8 on. Tripping on me, son.
It caps the fine at up to $100,000. It allows time periods for the witness.
Shut up, bum. Your character look like Michael Blacken. I said Michael Blacken.
The actual fine.
What rep are you? Why didn't he name himself Dumb ASSHOE? Then he said, "What's your rep? What rep are you?" I'm your dad.
Again, the lack of fines on the part of my Republican colleagues is a tremendous disappointment to the American people.
It's whatever, bum.
Democrats
they even like making videos anyways.
Been completely, essentially silent on this issue. Representative Alexander Ocasio-Cortez gave an amazing speech on the floor in responding to what Representative Yoho did.
He using mobile. He got a mobile, and you got a Samsung. You got a Samsung, check.
I think it's great that there was a brighter...
Yeah, you. I'm not dumb.
Task force, and I support
yes, you do.
and what they have achieved. And this
of course.
Go to every in November.
I'm done on me, son.
They're going to be president next term. It's going to be Joe Biden.
Alright, but...
And if you don't vote for Joe Biden...
Yo, I gotta hop off. No.
So I know that
you want to play some Fortnite, yo?
Do you have a plan regarding where
what?
to live when Joe Biden abolishes them?
Yo, hop on Fortnite, yo.
So Donald Trump has, I think...
Yeah.
Still been unable to figure out that American people have moved out.
Alright, come on, where you at then?
Large proportions of American people, overwhelming majorities now, no longer trust
you a bum.
They know that.
Hold up, I could just join it through the phone. I'm tripping.
Says things like,
what's my rep? Your dad. Because I am your dad, you bum.
And that's one reason he's slaving in the polls, because he can't make anything stick against Joe Biden. And the more
he gonna be like, what's your rep and what's your PlayStation name? Because you're actually cool.
We've heard, attacks against Joe Biden saying that
you said your character sound gay.
Fine, and yet at the same time he's an Antifa super soldier.
I said what? I said what rep are you? Fortnite is trash a little. Boy, you on something that's garbage. Garbage. Not a little garbage.
Vice President Biden, he is amazing.
He named himself I'm gay. Then I'm gay JK. Dumb ASSHOE. Then he said now his name is I said what rep are you? Why you mad? How am I mad?
Is the guy who's bragging about the fact that he can identify an elephant.
Drip my body, that's just my taste. Yeah. Never gonna walk away. Talking is up no way. There's a way. One thing, everything changes. I'm like you. Back. Line. D Money Parker. Yeah, falling for you. So I can't wait to, I can't wait to, I can't wait. Falling on your bucket,
shortly after his campaign
like
announced that it and associated Democratic groups raised $81 million last month.
Man, come on, bruh.
A month of fundraising this cycle.
What
the fundraiser will mark the first time that Biden and Obama have appeared on screen together since the former president endorsed Biden back in April. Meanwhile, the DNC is out this morning with a new ad entitled Dissent, marking the 5-year anniversary of Donald Trump's descent down the escalator to begin his presidential candidacy.
Who, me?
5 years ago, Donald Trump descended to the basement of Trump Tower. For the last 5
I
years,
wasn't trying to.
down with him, attacking healthcare for patients with pre-existing conditions, giving massive tax cuts to billionaires not working.
Look better than you on me, bruh.
Stoking racial division, a White House full of chaos, losing 300,000 jobs in a failed trade war with China, locking children in cages. He ignored science on coronavirus and misled the American people, stating it would miraculously go away. It didn't. Now, over 100,000 dead Americans, 20 million jobs destroyed. Recession. No, I don't take responsibility.
I'm gonna do.
Shredded our alliances and turned our military on American citizens. You have the power to end the descent of
And myself all the while, you talking, make me speak to myself. They say you're working at home, you could tell, but it's all on me.
What's the strategy behind it, beyond basically trying to describe this entire presidency as a descent?
What's up, Connor?
Mika, of a 5-week campaign that sets off the entire general election offensive here. This is just the first ad. There will be a series to follow this. And as you saw from the very beginning of that ad, they are tying this, which is today, the 5-year anniversary of Trump's descent down the golden escalator at Trump Tower, to
Hop off, my boss.
the decline of America. And they hit him on so many issues in that ad, Mika, but I'm told by the DNC that in the coming weeks, the general election strategy preview will really unfold to show that there will be a very heavy focus on China. Starting next week, the DNC will be rolling out additional ads showing that the president's negotiating style.
I'm already in your neighborhood. I'll send you a squad invite.
The detriment of the American people, focused in that first week on the 300,000 jobs they say have been lost, but then following after that, in terms of how the president has dealt with China on coronavirus, ignoring the coronavirus.
I see a dude named Love and Black.
Downplaying the threat.
Let's do a 2v2 or a 1v. Yo, you trying to do a 2v2?
This is really going to mark a big change from 2016.
Yeah, we could do it.
Later today, I'm told by the DNC that Elizabeth Warren will be
Shut up.
DNC Chair Tom Perez to kick off this entire initiative. And that is really going to be a show of unity between the progressive
not with those fake tattoos.
moderate wings of the Democratic Party, which is a big change from 2016 when you had all.
Are you sure about that?
Between the Sanders campaign and the Hillary Clinton campaign. And
who looked better, me or him? You already know it. The drippiest person with the Irish green.
Other party heavyweights, for instance, Alabama, who will be teaming up in Florida next week. Mika?
Heidi,
they finna Irish green brick. Then go in for the layup in Irish.
Joe Biden, his candidates dropped out of the race, most prominently, of course, Bernie Sanders. They hopped in and supported Joe Biden. They didn't have this long, protracted fight like we had in 2016.
I look better.
That continues with the DNC.
But I'm gonna slap you.
It's fair to say, had a strained
no, you do not. You look like a You look like a avocado.
That way this time around.
No, and I'm told also that you can probably expect there to be a very strong presence by the DNC as opposed
this dude named Green for Fun is garbage, so if y'all want...
Strategy. Here you see the Biden campaign doing a lot of work in terms of proactively disputing narratives.
If y'all want to do a 2v2, he's gonna sell me.
If you look at what's happening here with this ad, as well as some of the outside super PACs like Priorities USA,
you fake Shamir. Who is that?
A lot of this offensive role
Shamir, who is that? He said you fake Shamir.
Like Stephanie Cutter, Adrian Watson, who is the DNC courtroom director.
This one dude said you fake Shamir.
On this initiative, collecting all of this information, creating a big database that they will be using to hit Trump. Basically, on a lot of promises that he
it's a crab talk son.
As he returns to those areas.
My name not that.
Him on the trade issue, on health care, and very much so on coronavirus. But again, I want to also stress that this China narrative is going to cut really deep just because
Swear
how
on our balls,
prominent
bruh.
that issue was by the president, the case that he made.
Imagine getting beat back. People can't shoot for nothing.
When you look at the jobs issue, when you look at coronavirus,
You better not sell me, hear me?
arguably one of his biggest weaknesses.
No, you see daddy right here named Lovin? I'm better than you. Remember that. You will never get better than me.
Heidi, thank you
Look
so
up.
much. Greatly
Crap talk.
appreciate it. And thank you for bringing that.
Alright, come on, let's get ball first. Come on. Oh my god, they gay, bro. Me. I'm not going against them bums. I was gonna go against tryhards. Okay, yeah, come on.
Well, the bumper sticker here is Trump is a bad president. Whereas in
Look up
2016,
crap
the
talk.
bumper sticker for Hillary Clinton was
Oh my
Trump is a
god.
bad guy.
Oh my god. They ugly on me,
in
son.
2016 said, yeah, he is a bad
And he
guy.
a
Maybe
super.
he's a bad guy.
I
The
said less.
2020 Trump campaign ad is Trump is a bad guy. Maybe we need a bad guy right now.
Join you. I'm gonna join you. Greens all day on. Let's get it. Swear. I'm gonna go green all days on.
Tax cuts, not to you, not to the small business owners that employ
TTV,
but to
Poppy
billionaires that own yachts. And he
Head,
bragged about it down in
Batu, TTV, go crazy, okay?
Explaining that to evangelicals.
I want you to go.
This cost billions of dollars and thousands of jobs. 100,000 Americans are dead because he couldn't manage the pandemic because of his magical thinking.
They setting screens on me, son.
Because he didn't act quickly enough.
They setting screens.
Have a recession. I mean, and then of course Donald Trump saying I bear no responsibility. They actually connect.
Oh my god, he garbage if he made that. Oh my god, bruh. It making me jump to him.
People's lives. This is what the Hillary Clinton campaign didn't do.
Oh my god.
In 2016 because he was running as a challenger.
You are Garbino if you let him do that, you bum.
Right now.
Yeah. In a lot of ways,
No, I didn't.
could be traced to Tuesday, October 28th, 1980.
Oh my god. Come on, green up, boy. You can't shoot for nothing. Yeah, you don't want to get ripped. Clamps. Clamps, look at that. He just missed that, boy.
About Reagan's opposition to Medicare in the 1960s. But the summary statement, and it was after that debate that the numbers moved.
No, he didn't.
Was to begin. Was are you
Nasty.
better off today than you were 4 years ago?
Who are you bums? You fake P-U-S-S-Y. Right here, daddy open.
But even more than Reagan, I think.
Why would you shoot that?
Economically, but also culturally, are we better off as a?
He wanna break your ankle, salty.
Are we more or less divided? Are things more or less sulfurous? Is our partisanship more or less?
Oh, homies, your internet garbage.
Reflective, which is what partisanship should be. And it's a pretty straightforward question. The other thing about presidential politics is people always say, well, this is a referendum on the incumbent. I don't really accept that. I think that presidential politics...
Boy, shut up, bum. Nobody told you to go to game chat. Shut up. Mind your business. Nobody's talking to you. If I pitch you in your place, bum.
No one ever came to the country and said, do you want Donald Trump to be president? That wasn't the question in 2016.
Right here. Open. Irish.
Want to be president. And once again, now we'll have a
You're gay. You're gay on me, bruh. He said, I'm gonna kiss you on your forehead. No, you want somebody to. That's how gay you are. Bruh. He gay, bruh. He said, call me daddy. Call me daddy. Like.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure
I'll call you if you give me ball back.
stories, and you can click on any of the videos.
Then I'm not calling you in, you faggot.
And MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.
Look at you, setting screens.
Mish, I don't want to. Compare Donald Trump's penchant for division with
Irish brick.
with their
Irish.
tactics, saying when he agrees.
Don't nobody want to guard you, bum boy.
Who we elect. How is that going over today at the White House?
Alexis. Come on, go crazy on the G, boy. Come on, let me see you. Oh my god, bruh.
The U.S. law enforcement, including the National Guard and people in military gear, should be the ones policing people who are peacefully protesting.
Bruh, on me, bruh, I slap your dad.
Talked about the National Guard. He didn't talk about any systemic.
I scale your dad. Look at you. Look at you getting ripped by a Pro 3. This way, bum, I'll slap your dad.
All saying that they're worried that America's turning into an authoritarian government, and it is very notable to hear them. I will say, though, Nicole, I was talking to a source in Florida today, and they said, what took these generals so long?
Come here, bum. Look at you. Finna brick that. Big rebounds on us.
From their families.
You already know.
The president saying that they were very fine people at a Nazi rally. Some people think that even though these generals are eligible for speaking out now, that they're speaking out too late and that they let so many other things go by. I'm so glad you said that, and you sort of popped the cork on my burning rage that took so long to say this. This president was impeached.
Oh my god, he on 8 game mode.
There was an opportunity for Republicans.
Oh my god, he on 8 game mode.
Up close, exactly what General Mattis.
You open? Then he missed.
Lacks the maturity, and I think Mattis's point is the fitness for the office.
Shut up, bum. You did not even make a shot yet, bruh. If I scale your dad, shut up if I put you in your place on me, bum.
These voices will make it abundantly clear what the stakes are. What is the sort of calculation around this president that some of happened? I'm not quite sure we've reached that point yet. What we have already now seen is that these.
I swear on our balls on me, son. Be tweaking. Boy, you played it 24/7. It's time for bed. Imagine only getting 2 VC.
What I'm most worried about is the idea that he might lose the faith of these military leaders, and as a result, lose the faith in a lot of rank and file Republicans.
Man, I done got 2 VC, bruh.
Storm after storm, scandal after scandal. I think the other thing to notice, of course,
I'm done.
key constituencies like
He gave me 2 VC.
Or white women who are living in the suburbs. Or
Shamir, they only gave me 2 VC, bruh.
Saying if they're alarmed, how might I back the president if these people are speaking out? You know,
I only got 409. I mean, 209 VC.
And if they are so alarmed that in the span of 24 hours, 3 former chairmen of the Joint Chiefs have spoken out, if John Kelly, who was deep inside...
Oh, Thomas Way! Thomas Way, bruh. What you join the park for, bum? I will slap your dad.
Of Donald Trump's character, his lack of leadership, and his lack of understanding of what the American presidency is supposed to be.
Yeah, he right here. Look at his face creation.
Even if it's a
what is that face creation?
The alternative. For the sake of the institutions they've taken an oath to protect, for the sake of the Constitution that they've now spoken out.
Bro, what is that face creation?
Donald Trump's order to militarize and federalize the policing these peaceful demonstrations, how do they not take that next step?
Hold up, let me invite Karma to the party, bro.
These are clues in the form of people who are inside telling us what's going to happen, what is happening,
I'm unfriended him when
it is. And I'll go a step further. We have more investigative clues that should shape our thinking. I'm calling the next.
I'm gonna invite him to the party right now on me.
The coming chaos. Here are some more clues. When the President of the United States refers to the peaceful protesters in Lafayette Park as
what's up, yo?
When the President of the United States tweets that he wants to designate the most active opponents he has as a domestic terrorism
He's scared to join a
when the Attorney
party.
General of the United States designates an entire law enforcement
Bruh,
agency,
he's scared
the
to
Drug
join the
Enforcement
party.
Administration, as authorized with full federal powers to surveil and monitor protesters. Those are clues about the coming chaos and what we're in for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
The choice we have is the demise of civil liberties and freedom of speech that are the clues we're seeing, or the alternative, which is the preservation of the rule of law. Those are the choices.
Rev, you gave the country some pretty stark choices to choose from in terms of who we are.
The reason why we're marching all over the world is we were
Ready?
like George. We couldn't breathe, not because there was something wrong with our lungs, but you wouldn't take your knees.
And listen, I got a YouTube channel,
we don't
bum.
want no favors. Just get up off of us, and we can be and do whatever we can be.
Bro, I slap your dad on your dad, bro. I slap your dad,
I
bum.
would agree with you. A 30% increase in the number of Americans who believe that recent events reflect a broader issue
All-Stars,
over racial injustice. I
37.
think that's up 26 points from 2015, which obviously was in the wake of some tragic police shootings and deaths the year before that. So what do you make of this moment? And I don't want to be the story, but your place in it.
I really think we are at a very different moment that I don't think this president understands. And I spoke about it during the eulogy. I think he's on the wrong time period. Because for him to be talking about militarization and trying to in some ways criminalize or make terrorists out of peaceful protesters, on the day we're having the memorial service for Mr. Floyd, it shows how tone deaf and insensitive he is. To say today that George Floyd would be proud of the unemployment number president has not addressed through the office of president. That is saying this Justice Department, we need to deal with practice and patterns of certain police departments, which the Obama administration had done in the city of Baltimore and Chicago and other cities. We need to deal with federal law that will hold police accountable. He is not addressing the issues. He's trying to use the distraction of certainly were not the people that were in Lafayette Park tonight that they used all kinds all my life. Was a boy preacher until I became an adult preacher. I've never seen anybody hold a Bible like that.
Yamiche, is the White House surprised by the blowback from that press stunt that the Rev just talked about? I know the Times and others have reported that it was Ivanka's idea. Hope Hicks was involved in carrying it out. Mark Meadows, White House Chief of Staff, I think rather completely threw Ivanka Trump under the bus on that one. And now there's a fence being erected. You've got Mattis being pushed to finally speak out. Former senior national security official told me today he wouldn't be surprised to see Esper and eventually maybe even Milley forced to resign over the pressure building still within former military circles. Do you think they're surprised by the reaction?
Well, I think Reverend Sharpton put it really best in that there's a question of whether or not President Trump
I can't wait to
really
hit.
understands the moment through which we're all living. So the president wanted to have a photo op, and the people around him thought it was a good idea. Maybe it was Ivanka's idea. The point is that in the middle of a protest where people are demanding that their rights and equality be respected, the president moved all of them around and then took this casual walk.
somewhere maybe there was someone thinking maybe this isn't the best optics. So I think that maybe they're surprised by that. Maybe at some point someone said, hey, we should get this. We're gonna get, we're gonna get good value out of this. But I will tell you, Nicole, just what happened today to me doubles down on the idea that this was a White House that's really focused on optics, and sometimes it backfires and sometimes it works. I was in the Rose Garden today, and I went and sat down with a bunch of other reporters, and our seats were really close together. We were wondering why they were so close together. And the president, during his speech, said, well, we're doing so well, even the reporters are sitting close together. He was using us as props, as the White House Correspondent Association put out today, the statement they put out. He was literally making us sit closer together because the White House thought it, quote, looks better. That was the answer that we were given. So this is a president who is literally violating social distancing policies, forcing my body to be closer to someone else because they are thinking about the optics of a press conference. So I don't know if they're surprised by that blowback of that move, but it seems as though this White House is about optics, and sometimes they just think, well, maybe we'll get the blowback, maybe we won't. All news in some minds is good news. So if it's bad or good, it's still benefiting the president in some people's minds.
Frank Figluzzi, if we were looking at another country do what you just described, we would call it propaganda. The Washington Post's Greg Miller talked about what this country looks like to current and former intelligence officials, and some of them likened it to sort of the last
and foreign counterintelligence caused me to study failed states,
Oh my
states
God.
that are about to fail or about to overthrow leaders. And I have to tell you, there are marked similarities here that are deeply disturbing, no matter where you are politically on the spectrum. So I think, look, we've got a president who is trying to divide us. I think we need to stop wondering whether or not the optics bother him or the pushback or reaction surprises him. We've seen the strategy here. The strategy is to divide and conquer, to use a narrative that puts us in battle space, that refers to American streets as battlegrounds, to put active duty boots on the ground in American cities. He relishes, seemingly, the idea that people are appalled at his behavior because it further splits and divides into you're either for law and order or you're for the terrorists. This is where we're headed. It's black and white. It's simple, and simple solutions are not what's needed right now. But let's stop looking at whether or not they're surprised or not. Let's start looking at it as a strategy that's going to get us into a failed state if we don't refuse that narrative.
You know, Rev, it reminds me of something our colleague Rachel Maddow says, watch what they do, not what they say, and it's a good admonition from Frank and one I take to heart. I want to turn to the personal, Rev, and ask you to tell us how George Floyd's family's doing, how his kids are doing, how his, you were with them all day.
Hey, let's
How are they doing?
go.
They are a very strong family. I've dealt with a lot of families down through the years. They're very strong. They are looking, though, that this ends up in some way to bring about a more just society. They really are focused on justice. They really are focused on making sure that George didn't die for nothing. And they're very, very solid people, and I've been very impressed in my dealings with them. I want to rejoin them in Houston for the final religious funeral and burial. And I think that they hurt for other people. I brought the mother of Eric Garner down with me, and the parents of the father of Michael Brown from Ferguson came, who understand each other's pain. But I think that what really has encouraged him is to see the tens of thousands.
What shit up, bruh? It's nothing to wear. I don't know what to wear, bruh.
And they said do it peaceful, and that's what's happening. And I think people get it, Nicole. When you can
Everybody coming in the stream, bruh.
Minutes and 40
Why you kick me?
I stopped the funeral for people.
Somebody kissed you, bruh. You didn't even join our party, son.
So people would understand, wait a minute, there's all kind of time here for you to realize to stop this. And when you can do that, and then we see today a case of a 75-year-old white man pushed like that, and they walking past him, that is
We gonna wear this, bruh.
People are saying that we're
Man, I'm probably finna hop on Fortnite, no cap.
Stop. Whether you're a 46-year-old black man in Minneapolis, Minnesota, laying there begging for your life, saying I can't breathe, or a 75-year-old white man in Buffalo, policing must be accountable.
Hold up, buying W Bear.
Rev, how are you? Where's your head on all this? And I heard, I watched your eulogy, and I know the time's up. Are we done? Are we changing right now?
I think that we're not done.
Okay, back.
I go through every one of these saying I hope it's the last one, and I hope I don't have to console another family, and then I end up there again. It's my life. That's
You're
what
not
I'm
Shadow.
supposed to do. That's what I feel I was born to do. But I can't tell you that you don't get moments of being discouraged.
How I kick you?
When I see a lot of people now, I told a story and I'll say it quickly in the eulogy. I remember when I would march in places.
Was it Carmen Sway and Carmen Glitches in it with them?
Had young whites.
Yeah, they kicked me.
Go home. But last week when I was there Thursday, a young white girl looked like about 11 years old, pulled my coattail and said, "And Reverend Allen," I turned around and braced myself, waiting for her to say something ugly, and she said, "No justice, no peace." She gave
They
me
toxic.
yesterday to do that eulogy.
I love that story. I love that you told it last
Like
night.
that?
I'm glad you told it again for...
Like I was scared of his dad. He's scared. I invited him like 100 times. Let me get it. He's just scared of me. You lagging?
Trump losing the faith of its military.
Oh, because your mic was lagging too. I'm finna try to invite Shadow. I mean, him again.
All those stories coming up.
You're watching MSNBC International.
He was in my broadcast talking smack talk, scared to death. What you playing?
White terrorism and white supremacy
You want a 1v1?
in this country is not some weird analog to Al-Qaeda.
Alright, give me access.
It's not some foreign thing that looks like something that we've been fighting in the war on terror. It's actually fundamentally as American as anything. And it is an existential
But then
threat
tomorrow,
to the
Shamir gonna be joining my party though.
Equal and open democracy that we've been fighting for in this country since people died on the
Hold up,
battlefield
let me put on my
in the Civil
outfit.
War.
Don't ask me know what to wear with this. I'm just gonna put those on with my black socks.
That's the rule. What about our politics? Are there any rules anymore?
I'm wearing white, orange, and black.
Politics could use a little refereeing, and we're not afraid to blow
Cause
the whistle.
the Halloween shirt.
Today, the World Health Organization officially calling it a pandemic. None of us is unaffected by it.
Then he be gay sometimes, bruh.
Coming in November, people are going to be voting for stability.
Let's 1v1 on Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite, but I'm sorry.
Giving birth in a pandemic.
The importance of music.
I only play it sometimes.
I'm Tremaine Lee. Join me as we go into America to hear from everyday people grappling with the issues of our time.
I only hop on GTA like when I'm at my uncle's house.
I was just going to say, yeah, lucky you, Joy. Got to be sitting in for Chris tonight while 10 major stories break all.
So where all I used to do is do ring fights.
You're amazing. You know, he said I need somebody with 6 arms to juggle the show, and Joy keeps those 4 in reserve. They're going. Thank you, my friend. Yeah. Cheers.
You used to make a bunch of GTA videos.
America has to look we agree on permanent
And a chopper, okay. See you going crazy with the dirt barrel.
These things can't happen without the proper policies in place.
The question is, as you say, how to pay for it. Morning Joe, weekdays on MSNBC.
What we're witnessing every day
is the story of our time.
What's
Swear.
going on behind the scenes at the White House today?
He could find himself in jail. We couldn't do this without the best.
Alright, come on.
Hey, Laura, can
Let's
you
play.
find out who's writing on this?
This one, to me, is just a whole new level. To Q1.
We're going to try to give you the best review of this day in the life of this president. As we
What rep are you?
tonight, we have breaking news on
What rep are you?
a pandemic that has turned our world upside down. The story changes hourly. It's why
I played
the
too.
11th hour
Yeah,
is
you
here
pro
every
7.
night.
Oh, pro. You pro 1.
Breaking images out of our nation's capital today.
You
Massive
overall
yellow
70.
letters spelling out Black Lives Matter.
I'm
Painted
pro
on
3.
Washington,
Finna
D.C.
hit All-Star.
16th Street,
Shamir
which
and Karma
is
Soy is
Black
All-Star.
Of course, the White House, the area where on Monday peaceful protesters
I'm down.
were aggressively cleared to make room for Donald Trump's photo op in front of a church. DC
Yeah, I got you to like. We can play Pro 3. Play against.
Of the street, Black Lives
I'm
Matter
trying to play some Pro
concept.
EM because they give you a bunch of VC and a bunch of rep.
Protests stand in stark contrast to the increased federal policing DC has seen there this week, where tanks drove down the streets,
Altonite's toxic. All he wears Lakers outfit. Then he put his hair yellow, then his mustache purple.
The mayor spoke about this last night with our friend
He
Rachel
tripping.
Because of our lack of statehood,
Yeah.
the
You didn't
federal
have
and
to shoot.
government can encroach on our city.
Bruh, they tripping. My dribble was too fast, bruh.
Federal assets, and so that's what's been done here. I think it's unprecedented that state troopers from other states have been brought into the district,
GG's.
and these unnamed other federal police officers. And you make a very good point. We know some of the agencies who are
You beat me, I give you the
we
fastest
don't
dribble
know
moves in
why
the
they
game.
don't have any identifying marks, and
Or
none of
if
them
you like
should be
get
armed.
close to me.
Joining us now, two people who advise this country's top law
So
enforcement
where?
agency about the law. Former FBI General Counsel Andrew Weissman, and we're very happy to welcome to our network Lisa Page, former FBI lawyer who worked as special counsel for Robert Mueller's legal team. She
I'm
worked on the
tripping.
Russian government disinformation probe and on the Hillary Clinton email investigation. Both.
I have
lucky
to
for
shoot
us,
it.
MSNBC.
I give
And
my
let me
dribble moves
start
after
with you.
this.
There's so many questions from people who know nothing about law enforcement or the law.
My
about
dribble move
how
go
it is even
crazy.
legal for unidentified federal law enforcement.
I used to do that one you doing right now.
To be roaming the streets of DC. What is the answer?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm going to give you a lawyer's answer, which is it depends.
I show you my jump shot
The
too.
first issue is this idea that they're unidentified.
You gotta be 98. I airballed. I mean 93, 93, not 98. I'm tripping. You can only level up to 95.
Do something because there's limited
You used to be able to level up to
authority,
99.
at the federal level to be taking action.
When I
And
first started,
one of the problems with the Attorney General saying, we're not identifying these people. Is
I swear,
each
they be
agency
cheating
has
for
a
them.
General counsel that needs to assess
Sometimes,
the
on me.
legality of what's being asked.
Okay, yeah, cause he be playing locker a bunch of times. He do not play this.
These are public servants.
He only
That
went
means
in
that
locker
they
cause he
work
played.
for
He used
us.
Kobe Bryant.
The idea that
I
they
suck.
can say to the public, we're not going to tell you, our clients, the people who pay us, we're not going to tell you who we are, really gets this completely backwards and shows an
You playing for the Bulls?
on the part of the people.
I'm playing for the Warriors.
Lisa Page, I want to ask you about Attorney General
Lakers.
Role in all this. It's been reported that he.
I play for the Warriors cause that's how I get easy wins.
Clear Lafayette Square of protesters ahead of the president's visit. It's also been reported.
Swear.
That,
After this, I'm giving my dribble move though.
Police force or wherever we are to call them.
You can't let me shoot one more time. If I green, I get takeover. So you don't want me to.
Very quickly.
You want me to? You must want me to get take, do you?
Curious whether it's clear to them what the rules of engagement are. What's their mission, right? What's their jurisdiction to be operating, as Andrew was suggesting, right? What's their chain of command? To whom are they reporting? These are important questions.
I think
From my experience at the FBI, I presume
I'm a
that
mid-range
the
shooter.
that are on the streets are there to investigate violations of federal criminal law.
Yeah,
What does that
in
look
a
like
lead chopper,
in the
fish
context
creation.
of what we're seeing out here, the context of peaceful protest?
Oh.
If a water bottle gets thrown, is that a violation of federal criminal law? Does it need to be on federal property?
I was gonna say, you made that.
Questions that need to be answered, both for law enforcement, so that they understand the lanes in the road, they understand when to engage and when not, so that they
how you get rebound?
But also for protesters, so that they know what's expected of them and what they need to do in order to not run afoul of federal law enforcement.
Well, and Lisa, to that point, I mean, someone who'd spent time in Iraq after the first years of the
takeover.
It's similar to a war zone where no one knows who's in charge, and it's an incredibly dangerous situation, not just for the people protesting, but for the actual law enforcement officials. I mean, I imagine they are less safe for being anonymous, for having an unclear
Irish.
Do you think any of them want to be there?
Irish.
I think you're exactly right, and moreover, what's the basis for not identifying them as an agency? To your point, these are not CIA operatives on the streets of Kabul. These are federal law enforcement officers
Gobble, like my money up, shy in a belly chucker, the rest chucker, you bet you the sucker.
It's really baffling. It's hard to understand what
You're nothing but a hater, cloud baser. Now I catch you at the kitchen top. I'll pull up the top. I got with 100 shot. Pop.
What your sort of impressions are from working at the
are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh? Baby with the drum to dum to dum. You're mad. I'm back. Big mad. He's mad. She's mad. Bitch sad. Don't care. Say mad.
To militarize and federalize the policing of protesters, to see General Mattis, who worked for Donald Trump for the vast majority of
don't care. Stay mad.
What's been his term as president, compare him to being someone who is as divisive as the Nazis were, who did not view for even a single day his mission to unite the country. How does that
gonna break his ankles, I swear.
Of national security, Andrew?
Well, obviously this is a remarkable time, and as you know, Nicole, I've been, it's hard to be very sanguine, but the one thing that I think people should take heart is that the military, like a lot of people in domestic law enforcement, are trained to obey the Constitution. And I think seeing people in the military, former military
Alright, come on, let's play one more 1v1.
Spartacus moment,
then we'll go around
where
to
they're standing up and saying, we will not do something and we disapprove of something
you like
that
the black
violates
tattoos?
the Constitution, and that the military should not
I got them all on my arm,
into,
then I got the Spider-Man tattoo on my hand.
Not inflame the relationship with the civilian population is very heartening to see. As much as it's depressing to think about how
I got my tattoos
here,
for free.
It's nice to see the military standing up. It's very reminiscent.
No, it was the spin the wheel. They let you get every tattoo for free, but I only picked the black ones.
Guantanamo and what the rules of engagement would be there.
Then once you place tattoos,
were the ones who insisted that
you gotta win a tattoo. It gonna say tattoo shop. Then you go to the tattoo shop. You could spam all of them. Then they'd be all in. You couldn't get more than one.
That tradition that's being upheld.
That
And
what?
Lisa are staying with us. I'm going to ask both of them more about the person.
If I made that,
during these extraordinary times.
if I would have made that, they go crazy for me, saying. Where you going? If you made that.
You're watching MSNBC.
You got Galaxy Scout?
Ma, you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're this.
Yay!
Mom's in Colombia.
I copied that. They told me to copy that. What?
President Trump leading by example.
I was not a shooting foul, bro. They be cheating for people, bro. That's why I don't win, son.
That's why I couldn't see.
And see, you see, they.
Thanks for giving us that.
You're welcome.
First-hand account there from Colombia. Tell everybody hello.
Not about cutting taxes, it's about reforming the system. Right. That's not what we're going to get.
Where you going?
Last summer in New York at the Economic Club, Donald Trump said
You live in New York?
tax plans are going to cause the economy to grow 4, 5, or 6%. I have a better chance of growing a full, thick afro than we have of getting to 4,
I live
5, or
in
6%.
Minnesota.
So, we just have to accept this is what it is. It's a deficit finance tax cut. End of story.
What is that emote?
When you need brutal honesty, move towards national testing. That is our way out of this. When you need answers, first thing in the morning.
Imagine. I swear. They let it last for me.
Deep inside the story.
What is the culpability in all this from your view of China in the pandemic around the world?
And hear from someone who's been there. When we reopen, we've got to reopen it correctly. You need your morning Joe. Weekdays at 6, only on MSNBC.
If it gets into an environment like this, it's going to spread like...
If I don't... Oh my...
You don't prepare for giving birth in a pandemic?
You should have waited till I got out of your face, because I get out of people's face. Because I'm not selfish. I thought you had the ball.
I'm Tremaine Lee. Join me as we go into America to hear from everyday people grappling with the issues of our time.
I swear, they make you do a layup. Lying. Where are you going? Like, we do that every match.
That I will do. That does it for us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow.
If you make that, oh, finesse. If you, oh my god.
So it's my turn to blush, as I've been doing here.
There is a very nice lady named Judy who definitely wants you to run for president.
Wow.
Wow.
He said.
Washington feels more chaotic than ever. It's my job to ask the tough questions, left and right, and help you make sense of it all.
Swear, I'm still uploading. Dang, you tripping.
Only on MSNBC.
My interest was
you got quit drawing?
the law enforcement functions of the federal government.
Same here. I only got Grim Machine Highs on Dead Eye.
Facilities and federal personnel. There's no correlation.
I got mine on silver. I got this one. I got silver. Is Green Machine.
Perimeter wrap by 1 block, and the president's going over to the church.
But I'm gonna quit draw because then if you get a quit draw, you could shoot faster.
That was Attorney General Bill Barr.
What you want? A dunk? Shamir Flowers invited me to a party. I'm not.
Movement. Whatever it had to do with, it resulted
That's
in
what I
an
was gonna do.
aggressive approach to
I got you.
largely peaceful
Let me see how many people in that party.
outside the White House. And Barr, as we said,
I'm gonna invite them to the party. Did not start another one yet.
Anything to do with it. Democrats, for their part, not satisfied. Senator
Oh yeah, I
Warner
got you. Hold up.
renewing his call for Barr's resignation, and Senator Kamala Harris.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the candy shop.
Right now. Andrew Weissman and Lisa Page
If you know you're right, you can get a lollipop.
First of all, I won't put you on the spot, but it certainly, to my mind,
I'm finna send you a
along in the line of a string of
send you a
more
screenshot
stinging
of them right now.
performances and truth-telling that Attorney
Let me
General
invite
Barr
you.
has undertaken from that podium. But where would an investigation
Hold up.
into Barr start?
Okay, let me go to my animations.
So one thing that has already started is there
Then
is a
screenshot.
federal lawsuit in Washington, D.C. that was filed yesterday by the ACLU.
Me too, join it.
The Attorney General and others can be deposed. I would very much
What you want,
like
son?
to see how the Attorney General would
Yes,
answer
bruh,
the
yes.
questions and have follow-ups and response.
I sent you it.
Hey
there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe
We playing in one.
below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.
I'm down. Let's play. Let's all play Fortnite. Cause we can't play nothing. Y'all wanna play Fortnite, bruh? 2v2. Me and YNW versus y'all two.
Will judge us. Will judge
huh?
The senators. Will judge.
Alright, YNW, you wanna play some Fortnite? So we could do a 2v2.
For how they respond in this time of.
Bruh, Karma Glitches is not playing with us, bruh.
Well, what concerns me the most, Joe, is we were talking in the past hour about the
what you say?
race that has always been.
YNW, what you say?
From its origins, from the origins of slavery to today, and the only difference between the scab and the discussion that we have in public throughout
YNW, what you say?
Centuries really has been with presidents leading the discussion, trying to bring the country together, not only over race but over anything of conflict. But now everything is different, and the most concerning thing is in this big sprawl